Good morning, class 6. I'm here again with a new topic, the same chapter, that is human body organ system. So far, we have completed digestive system, and then we have started a new topic, that is respiratory system. So many interesting things we learned in the previous classes, students. Again, I'm here with a new and a very interesting topic, that is exchange of gases. But before that, we'll try to clear a few terms again, as they are very important, like alveoli, diaphragm, and then about the rib cage, and to some extent once again we'll be revising about the lungs. Now students, let's start with alveoli first. In the previous video I told you that these alveoli are the sac-like structure. Okay, we learned there that the respiratory tract in the form of bronchus, when it enters into the lungs, it branches out and forms the bronchioles. Okay, then these bronchioles ends in a sac-like structure, which are highly supplied with the blood capillaries or blood vessels, okay, which are called as the alveoli. Alveoli is singular, alveoli is plural, and alveolus is singular. So these things we learned in the previous class. And if you are asked about the role and the function of alveoli, you are supposed to say that alveoli helps in the exchange of gases. That is, it is the alveoli where across whose wall the exchange of gases takes place. Okay, carbon dioxide, oxygen diffuses from this alveoli into the blood capillaries, and from the blood capillaries carbon dioxide again diffuses into the alveoli. Okay, again further we'll be continuing the same theme. Okay, in the coming topic, how the exchange of gases takes place. So regarding the alveoli, I just told you that the sac-like structure present in the lungs, okay, across whose wall the exchange of gases takes place. Now about the diaphragm also we have learned. Diaphragm, you might have noticed I have drawn last time the diagram. Okay, suppose this is a pair of lungs. I don't know whether you are able to see or not. Let me draw over here. Okay, suppose this is a pair of lungs. Okay, this pair of lungs rest on a muscular sheet, okay, which separate the chest cavity from the abdominal cavity. This particular muscular sheet is called diaphragm. It's called diaphragm. Okay, diaphragm. So if we are asked about the diaphragm, you need to say that diaphragm is the muscular sheet which separates the chest cavity from the abdominal cavity. Okay, now to some extent let's again discuss about the lungs. In our body a pair of lungs is present, okay, in the chest cavity, okay, which rests on the diaphragm, okay, and again out of these two lungs, the left lung, okay, the left lung is little bit smaller as compared to the right lung. The reason is that the heart, which is situated in the chest cavity, is tilted little bit towards the left, so that is why the size of the left lung is usually little bit smaller as compared to the right lungs. Okay, and we have already discussed before in the previous video, that is inside the lungs the sac-like structure like alveoli is present, which helps in the exchange of gases. So mainly these lungs is responsible for the exchange of gases during respiration or breathing. Okay, now after that comes the protection to the lungs. These lungs are usually protected by two different structures. In your book only one structure is given, that is rib cage. Okay, let us try to understand what is meant by this rib cage. Rib cage is cage-like structure. Cage you may be knowing. Okay, cage-like structure. This cage-like structure consists of three different structures. Okay, in detail you will be learning in high classes, but still I am telling you. Okay, this is the front middle bone from where the rib arises. This bone is called sternum. sternum. Okay, sternum. And then back side we have vertebral column. Okay, we have vertebral column. From this sternum, the ribs arises like this. Okay. Now this is sternum together with ribs, and then vertebral column or backbone, vertebral column forms a cage-like structure called rib cage. Okay, sternum together with ribs and whatever column forms a cage-like structure which is called the rib cage. This rib cage is responsible for protecting the internal organs such as lungs and heart. So one protection we just now discussed. Now next one, these lungs are usually covered with a membrane, double wall membrane, which we call as pleura, about which you will learn in higher classes. This pleura is also responsible for providing protection to the lungs. That is the covering of the lungs. It's called pleura. Okay, pleura. Pleura. Okay, pleural is singular, pleura is plural. Okay, then let's discuss another topic, that is exchange of gases. Now, how gases are exchanged? How oxygen carried to different cells of the body? The students, in digestion, we learned that after the digestion of food in the small intestine, all the digested food molecules are carried by the blood. Okay, and it is taken to each and every cells of the body. Okay, each and every cells of the body. Now, to get the energy, these food molecules which are stored in each and every cells of the body must be oxidized or broken down. Okay, to release the energy, which we call as the cellular respiration or simply respiration. Okay, now for the oxidation or for the breaking down of this food molecule or glucose molecule in different cells of the body, okay, in different cells of the body, it requires oxygen. Okay, that oxygen is supplied again by the blood. Okay, about the blood in detail we'll be learning again in the next topic, that is in circulatory system. Okay, but still some part of circulatory system we need to discuss over here. Now, how the oxygen reaches each and every cells of the body from the lungs. Okay, that we are going to discuss in this topic. See, now what happens is that a red pigment called hemoglobin is present in the RBC. The red pigment present in the RBC are called hemoglobins. Okay, these hemoglobins are responsible for carrying oxygen from the lungs to different cells of the body. And then again, after the breaking down of food molecules, carbon dioxide and water vapor are produced. The same carbon dioxide is again carried by the hemoglobin and again brought back to the lungs. Now what happens is that, as we know that the alveoli are highly supplied with blood capillaries or blood vessels. Okay, what happens is that the wall of the alveoli are very thin, so oxygen can easily diffuse from the alveoli into the blood capillaries. And then inside the blood capillaries, blood are present. The blood consists of hemoglobin pigment. This hemoglobin pigment pick up the oxygen and thereby gets converted into an unstable compound called oxyhemoglobin. Okay, called oxyhemoglobin. It is in this form the oxygen is carried by the hemoglobin pigment to different cells of the body. Then after reaching the cells of the body, again this oxyhemoglobin breaks. Okay, releasing the oxygen. Now this oxygen goes to combine with the glucose molecule, or it oxidizes the food molecule stored in each and every cells, and thereby carbon dioxide, water vapor and energy is released. Okay, energy is released. Then after that, the same carbon dioxide has to be eliminated from the body. It is one of the waste material that is produced during this respiration. Okay, now this carbon dioxide again combines with the hemoglobin present in the blood. Okay, and thereby it forms another unstable compound called carbaminohemoglobin. Okay, now carbon dioxide in this form is carried by the blood and again brought to the lungs. Okay, and in the alveoli from the blood, the carbon dioxide diffuses into the alveoli. Okay, after reaching the lungs, this carbaminohemoglobin breaks up, splits up. Okay, release the carbon dioxide which goes into the alveoli, and from the alveoli, that is from the lungs, it goes outside the atmosphere when we exhale. Okay, so this is about how the gases are carried, okay, during the process of respiration. Now again in the next video we will be discussing about the breathing, and then again about the exhalation, inhalation, and then the diseases related to respiratory system. In this video, this much, student. Thank you.